think about retiring, there's obvious things that you have to consider, like health. You have to consider your finances, and then there's other areas, that you have to get into. And that's whether you're emotionally ready for it. And to answer that question, I came up with this system. Knowing when it's time to retire. If you find yourself looking forward to another round of correcting SARS, it's time to retire. If you enjoy working with ACMS because it's as old as you, it's time to retire. If you're old enough to remember that you wore thongs on your feet, it's time to retire. If your doctor tells you to slow down more often than the police, it's time to retire. If you believe that lawn bowling is an exciting contact sport, it's time to retire. If you find yourself trying harder and harder to aggravate coworkers with little or no success, it's time to retire. If you wake up in the middle of the night, if you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat thinking about means test, it's time to retire. If your waistline is 4 inches longer than your inseam, it's time to retire. If you help Noah build his ark, it's time to retire. If you look in the eye, if temptation looks you in the eye and then decides to run away, it's time to retire. If faced with a choice of two temptations and you choose the one that gets you home before dark, if you intentionally and repeatedly sneeze every morning to annoy others, it's time to retire.
That was on purpose.
If you've grown accustomed to hearing Tim blowing his nose every day, it's time to retire. If your sugar count is more than double your age, it's time to retire. If you drive halfway to work and realize you haven't put on your trousers, it's time to retire. If you amuse yourself by pretending to be deaf and ask others to repeat themselves, it's time to retire. If Donna opens the door and motions age before beauty, it's time to retire. If Judge Noggle and Judge Goldberg ever find common ground of agreement, it's time to retire. If Susan and Bo get more than a block ahead of you on your noontime walk, it's time to retire. If you find yourself beginning to agree with Tim Ferriss's politics, it's time to retire. If you finally think you got your shit together, but you can't remember where you put it, it's time to retire. If you grovel yourself for chocolate, it's time to retire. If you spend a lot of time at Rite Aid searching for the latest cure. If you look in the mirror and laugh at your birthday suit. It's time to retire. And finally,
roll call.
If you think getting lucky means finding your car in the mall parking lot, it's time to retire.